lighting's good. The sweatshirt's even better. It's perfect. Exactly.
Always
Cool.
be promoting the brand.
That's right. That's right. Okay, cool. Martin, thanks for making some time. So you're Finnish. You're from Finland. I've been there before, and I find Finland to be a very interesting country. There's sort of paradoxes in my experience, at least.
Yeah.
On one hand, it has made the world's probably most popular consumer device ever, pre-iPhone, in Nokia. On the other hand, it's a tiny country. It's at the time probably 4 or 5 million people when it was leading Nokia, and the people are very introverted, not very, they don't smile. It seems a little quirky, but at the same time, amazing hockey players, amazing Formula One drivers, and so I'm just trying to understand Finland. Maybe being a Finnish person, well, what is Finland about?
It's a wonderful question and difficult for a Finn to address because self-reflection is so hard. But I do think that I've learned that Finland stands out as being tribal and sort of close to the forest more than other peoples. Like Finland, like when we talk about tree huggers, Finnish people need to be in a forest every now and then, just see trees and walk around the trees to feel good. And it's everybody. And I think it is a result of when you throw a population into really harsh climate and only the strongest survive. You sort of get a very strong, hardy population, but it also has a very immediate relationship to the surroundings, to the nature, to forest and lakes and water and so on. And I've learned it partly when I came to the US, where I learned that the Finnish people who moved to the US were seen as the only European people who could properly bond with the locals, with the Native Americans. And there's even a saying, they're called Findians, because the Finns wanted to live in the forest. The Finns could build their own, had that relationship to nature where they said, we all own it. It's not somebody's ownership. We share it. We share the responsibility. So, of course, I shouldn't say that Finns are like Native Americans at all. They are vastly different. But still, there was Finns really have it deep in themselves, this immediacy with the surrounding nature. And in good and bad, it means that we don't have to smile. Why would you smile when you're talking to a tree? Like it, you are in a different world, or the weather is so cold that you don't want to open your mouth all the time because you inhale so much cold air. Like there could be just physical reasons for why Finnish people became uh, sort of why they don't say so much initially, and why they don't initially smile and laugh at you, but they are more, they smile as a sign of friendship, not as in an attempt to create friendship. But in the
Right.
US, it's different. In the US, you smile in order to become a friend. But in Finland, you smile because you are a friend. So people, you do it differently. So even today, I think Finland has a sort of wonderful tribal flavor to it. Sometimes they say it's not a country, it's a country club, because there's a lot of social bonding and expectations on people and on behavior, which is stifling in one way, that you are expected to live up to the norm, but it's comforting in another way because you sort of know how practically everybody operates, because it's such a homogeneous population that there isn't much diversity. Unfortunately, I think diversity is healthy, but Finland has traditionally not had much of it. So I don't know, but
Right.
it, it is different. And then sitting there squeezed between Russia and the Western world, like, so that for the longest time the Western world didn't consider Finland really Western, and then yet it is not at all like Russia, like not one bit. So yeah, but you have them in like on the Indian subcontinent, you have these people who live up in mountains or sort of in squeezed between empires and powers, and they become those peoples that are small. They sort of develop their own uniqueness. So I do think it happens all over the world. Finland just has one which is sort of very physically related to trees and lakes and snow.
Would you say that Finnish people are pretty driven or already pretty content in life or professionally or from an innovation perspective?
I don't know what to say. Like sometimes they feel
I'm
they're so.
asking, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. No, the reason I was asking is, again, at risk of super generalization here, but was a
Yeah.
company like Nokia kind of like a fluke or not a surprise at all, and you can expect another Nokia to come out of a Finland or something of that nature, like another, tectonic shifting, industry shifting kind of solution or something of
Yeah,
that nature.
we will have more. Finland will have more of them. But there's this weirdness that the societal structure has this thing which Scandinavian countries have, which is called the Jante law. It's a Danish concept from a theater play where there sort of is a village where the law says that you must not stand out. You must not pretend to be better than anybody. You must not stand out. The tall poppies get cut down. And we have that all over Scandinavia, not just Finland. And so you're not supposed to be more have higher energy and do more than anybody else, because sort of then you're maybe a snob. So there's a little bit of this, like people don't. Sometimes I get frustrated that people don't do anything because they're so content with what they have. But then on the other hand, I also see this enormous power in everyday doing. That like every day you do a little bit more, and actually with a group of people, that is how you achieve amazing things. So that's why I don't know if there's a unified answer to your question, but you could go to Finland and think that everybody's just entitled and lazy and too content, and why don't they fight harder? Or you can go to Finland and say, it's so amazing. These people are so driven and so disciplined and so productive and well educated. And I think you could arrive at either conclusion.
Right, right. Yep, makes sense. Makes sense. I've seen both as well when I was in Finland.